best friend.
What's going on, guys? Today I'm going to talk about LaMelo Ball and a part of his game that I think has become pretty overrated over, I guess, the last few years. Before I get into that, though, I just want to make sure I say I'm not a LaMelo Ball hater. Neither is my brother. You can look through our channel. We both support, the Ball family. I think LaMelo should be top 5 in his class. I think he should be a top 5 draft pick. So I'm not hating on him in any way. Everything that I say in this video is going to be, facts. And I guess if you want to argue with the facts, you can. But the facts are there. So I was watching a video done on Julian Newman's dad when they were playing Spire. They kind of did like a behind-the-scenes thing on them. And he was telling his team, they're not worried about LaMelo Ball in terms of shooting. That he, can't shoot the ball. And, I thought that was correct. I thought people knew that. But in the comment section down below, they were just absolutely roasting Julian Newman's dad. Saying he doesn't know what basketball is. LaMelo can shoot. LaMelo can do that. He's a shooter. What are you talking about? Blah, blah, blah. And I was pretty shocked because I thought, over the last few years, people, I guess year and a half, people have noticed that LaMelo, his shooting ability has really taken a drop off. He can't really shoot anymore, and it's really weird. So the drop off in his shooting kind of started, I guess, when he went to Lithuania. In Lithuania, he shot 26% from 3. Now, there could be a lot of excuses for why he shot 26% from 3. The fact that he's now a pro playing against grown men has to adjust to the game. So, that you could see a drop in, obviously, field goal percentage, stuff like that. The game's played different there. Just stuff like that, so I could understand that. Also, it's a small sample size. I think it was only like 8 games, something like that he played in the LKL. So not a lot of sample size there, not a lot of games to judge him off of. He did have the one big game, I guess, against Zalgiris or whatever, where he hit 5 threes. But for the most part, in Lithuania, struggled. Like I said, shooting 26% from 3, not good. Then LaMelo comes back to the U.S. to play in the JBA. In the JBA, regular season, not the international tour thing, he shoots 23% from 3, which is terrible, however you want to put it. I know the line's further back, but LaMelo is known for hitting deep threes. That's what he was known for at Chino Hills, And so 23% from 3 is terrible. There's no other way to put it. I wouldn't say anyone who shoots 23% for any real significant, amount of games played, I wouldn't call them a shooter. And so that's what kind of LaMelo was trending towards. He just got back from shooting 26% in Lithuania. Now he's shooting 23% in the JBA. Then they obviously go on the international JBA tour, and things don't really get any better there. He's shot 27% from 3 there. So now you're talking, the international tour was in the fall. He left for Lithuania like a year before that. So you're talking a year's period where in different, seasons, different teams, whatever you want to call it, he goes 26%, 23%, 27%. That's not a shooter. That's not a shooting slump. That's just, you can't shoot. And a lot of his misses in these games, hitting the side of the backboard, air ball, hitting nothing but backboard, stuff like that. And that's just, it's terrible. It's not good. He's not a shooter at this point, I wouldn't say. And it's a problem, I guess. Now he's back at Spire. And when he went to Spire, people are like, oh man, he's back at the high school three-point line. He's used to, NBA threes. This is going to be a piece of cake. And now it's hard to find specific stats for Spire games, I guess. I'm sure if you did a real deep dive, you could find them. But the website I was looking at, which didn't look like the most reliable website, because they were missing some games. But they had him at 33%. So that's definitely, I guess, an increase. I mean, he's going against kids his age. It's a closer three-point line, stuff like that. But I've also seen on the internet people mention he's still at 26%. So, it's still not in the high 30s where you would consider a shooter to be, It's low 30s, upper 20s. Definitely not a shooter. So the real question is, what happened to his shooting ability? Because he used to be able to shoot. And I really don't know the specific answer to that question. I think it might have something to do with him growing. He had, obviously, as we all know, an unorthodox form back at Chino Hills, and that at that time, he was barely 6 foot, and I think he's got real long arms. He's like Lonzo. Lonzo has like a 7-foot wingspan. I would guess LaMelo's is somewhere close to that. I think with his arms, they grew so much that his form, it's definitely changed since the Chino Hills days, and I think his shot never really developed with it. Can he, get it fixed or back to, a respectable percentage? I wouldn't think so. It's just a matter of if he wants to put in, that work, which, sometimes it seems questionable if LaMelo, like outside of games, really is dedicated to stuff like that. We'll have to see. But like I said, this isn't a hate video, just something I wanted to point out just because, like I said, I watched that video. Thought it was interesting that people were, hating on Julian Numa's dad, which is kind of funny. But yeah, just leave your thoughts down below. Why do you think his percentages have taken such a drop off since the Chino Hills days? Do you think he can get the percentages back up? Do you think he's going to develop into the shooter he kind of has the perception of being? Let me know down in the comment section below. Hit the like and subscribe button, and I'll talk to you guys later.